Hey everyone, this is a video that's going to show you how to create a test on SchoolNet, more specifically how to create an answer key for you to print out and distribute to your students. And your test is in a separate test booklet, the way that you've probably always administered tests in the past. So to start, how do you find SchoolNet? You're in our district. Go to staff resources. This page will pop up and SchoolNet is right smack dab in the middle. Go ahead and get logged into SchoolNet. And it should say your first name, welcome back, whatever your first name is. To get started, we're going to go to Assessment Admin, and you'll see at the bottom it says Create and Monitor. We are going to create a test. It gives you the option to do an express test, create a test manually, or perhaps you're going to create a passage, a rubric, or other items. Today we're going to create a test manually because we're going to create an answer key. Let's go ahead and press start now. Test name, whatever you want to call it. I recommend making it something that will make it easier for you to find the test later. Your subject area, again, this makes it easier for you to find your test later, as does specifying what grade levels are going to be taking it. Number of items, I'm just going to do 2 items so that you can see it. If you're going to give all multiple choice, you can check that. It makes things a little faster later, but for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to check it. Test category, I always want to choose school benchmark. For example, Foods 1 has 16 sections. When we view the data, we want to see the data of all 16. So I want to view school benchmark. I don't want to hide the content results. Total score is what I typically choose. I need to pick my standards. I'm an FACS teacher, so I'm going to choose my FACS standards. Answer key only, yes. It's enable assessment notes, no. It just adds extra space on the Scantron page for you to write little notes. I typically don't need to do anything for initial item settings or test settings. These are more for if you're going to be actually typing in each question on the test. We're just making an answer key. I do want to let you know that there's a co-authoring setting. So if you co-teach, have a student teacher, or you're working with members of your PLC team to create the test, that is a setting for you. Now I click Generate Test. One nice thing about SchoolNet is it does a nice job of walking you through each step. And so whatever step you're on will be highlighted up here at the top. So right now I'm on a private draft, meaning only I can look at it. So for my question number 1, I get to choose what kind of question am I going to give. I have multiple choice or true false. I can also do gridded, open response. The rest of these are really more for if I'm giving an online test. The purpose of this video, I am not giving an online test, so I'm only going to show you multiple choice and true false. Now, you might be thinking, but I have a matching section on my test. Again, only choose the matching section if you are giving this test online, but in multiple choice, I'll show you how you can accommodate the matching section of your test. You'll notice I have steps to complete, select the correct answer, align to standard, and currently I didn't make it worth any points. I'm giving the test in English. They're going to respond in English. Step 1, I need to select a standard. So I'm going to look up my standard. I have my FACS standards, and I have all of them imported in here. I just need to choose which one I'm using. Anytime I see a plus, that means I can see the substandard within that area and select that standard. You must have a standard for every question. That said, a typical test probably only has between 1 and 3 standards, whereas a semester exam might have 10. So this is a discussion for you in PLC. What standards are we hitting with these questions? And it might help you start thinking of, is this a quality question to ask our students? Go ahead and pick done. And I'm going to scroll down. Teacher instructions, these are already on your test packets for the most part, so you don't have to write anything in there. Answer layout, whether you want it 1 column, 2 column, I usually just pick 1 column, it's up to you. If it has enough questions, it will automatically generate itself into multiple columns. Depending on how many choices you have, it will format itself. So now I need to pick my correct answer, and you'll see as soon as I select it, it automatically depicts the number of points it's worth. You can change the number of points to as many points as you want it to be or not want it to be. You can also make it so that each response is worth a different number of points if you choose. Depends on how you choose to format your test. I can add additional answer choices. So for those of you that have a matching section in your test, you're like, I still want to give my matching, you can go all the way up to letter J. So that would be 10 items. And for good testing, you don't want to have more than 8 to 10 choices anyway in a matching section. So this is a good way to keep your test valid. So once I have that all done, I can go ahead and click Return to Test Detail. And I can see my test item. I have my number 2s not specified, so I can click Edit. And just a little tip, once I'm in this area, I usually like to use my stylus, the little pen that pops out of your computer, and I like fly through editing my test. So I'm going to click Edit. This time I'm going to click a True False. Question, same thing, I need to choose a standard. Okay. Done. Scroll down, and I'll see that my answer choices T for true and F for false. You can change them. Perhaps you have like a safe and unsafe section, or however you've chosen to format it, but you will need to change it in every single item if you have different verbiage besides true and false. Select which one is the correct response, and then select Return to Test Detail. One of my favorite features of SchoolNet is that perhaps I'm going through, making sure all my answers are correct, and I realize like, oh, the correct answer for this is actually supposed to be B. It's really easy to go in and edit it without having to restart like the previous testing item that we had. Oh, and real quick, it looks like you can choose more than one response as the correct response, which is pretty cool. Go ahead and click Return to Test Detail. And now I can see that my new answer for number 1 is B, number 2 is T, and it will go on and so forth. If you have a longer test, it'll show you how many questions are on this page and the ribbon up above, and allow you to proceed faster. But it looks like we're ready to go ahead and make this test public. So I'm going to go ahead and click Make Public. Not much to do once you've made it public, but you need to make any final edits at this stage, because once you schedule it, you can't change any of your answers. So when you click Schedule, it'll tell you the same thing I just said. You can no longer make any changes to this test. Do you want to proceed? Click OK. Excellent. Now we're ready to schedule our test. Schedule this test. Scroll down. Start time. What are you giving your test? End date, it can be the same date, it can be a later date, it's up to you, but the score due date must be the same as your end date, so I usually just make all 3 of these the same. If you check either of these boxes, it will make it difficult for you to scan your test the same day that you administer them, so you don't want to check those. And then also, if you have a student that's absent, and they take it, 6 weeks later, you want to be able to still scan their test in. So don't check those 2. So then just need to scroll down. These items are for online tests only. Again, I'm just doing an answer key, so I'm not going to worry about any of that. And I'm going to go ahead and click Save. This video stops here. To learn how to assign a test to a class and to generate the Scantrons for printing, please go ahead and view the video that says for how to assign and print the Scantrons. I hope this video on how to create a test helps. Have a great day.